Hi friends, Christy Tagey here, your host for the Productive Passions podcast. Let me ask you, is there something different you dream of doing but don't know where to begin? If you are feeling stuck, anxious, or like something else is calling, you're in the right place. Productive Passions is where we have candid conversations with people who turn their curiosities and courage into meaningful work. I'm a healthcare operator and clinician by background, a chameleon by experience. Therapist, startup operator, volunteer, marathoner, and triathlete. I've learned what energizes me and what drains me, and I'm here to help you find more of the former. Today's guest is Bettina Briz, an angel investor who turned generosity into a strategic engine she calls a flywheel. Bettina is relentless, tenacious, and unafraid of stormy problems. She'll share how travel and a fiscally disciplined upbringing taught her to invest, give back, and scale impact, and why she focuses first on the people behind the companies she supports. We'll explore Bettina's core principles for founders. Don't beg for investment. Confidence attracts. Desperation repels. Engage and earn an investor's trust before asking for support. And understand the most fundable ideas are built by the right people. She also shares practical advice on building strong teams, formalizing advisor roles, and why play and courage are essential parts of leadership. Buckle up. This episode is full of hard-won wisdom and actionable takeaways. Come on, let's dive into the conversation with Bettina. Bettina, welcome, and thank you for saying yes to being a guest on the podcast. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. I just had a great honor of joining the Hubble community, so I just posted on that. So, my whole goal is to meet people and help a lot, and so it's great.
Yes, I noticed you're meeting a lot of people. You are very active, especially on LinkedIn, but you're more than just connecting with people. You're also promoting people.
We can get to what I do, but why I do, I suppose, is a good thesis. I'm investing. I'm investing in a handful, on the board of many. But when I'm on LinkedIn, and how the heck did you and I meet? I think it was LinkedIn. And I just like kind of what you were doing. But if I can comment, amplify, it's my time. That's the only penalty. And I would rather shine light, right? That's how I can support. I can buy your product. I can amplify your voice. Why not?
Let's tell people who you are and where you came from. Where did you start? And then where did your professional journey take you? Because you've done a lot of things. I know you invest and you advise, but where did it start out?
I'm a senior citizen and I'm damn proud of it. I started, so my career, I suppose, we'll start with that. I went to grad school, EE, electrical engineering. I have a bachelor's in biophysics. I'm a techno nerd. Got out of grad school, did a bunch of semiconductor companies, semiconductor veteran in Boston, moved out to Silicon Valley. And after a few big companies, few startups, my husband and I retired for mid-career. We started a winery. We have our own winery. And then we came back into tech because opportunities were just too large and we could provide. So came back, and my last gig was really probably the most meaningful and joyful was 11 years at GoPro, where I led all of their strategic partnerships, M&A, technology alliances, and product development. So at GoPro, we make the cameras and all the software video editing. You could certainly engineer everything, but we did not. So my job, my privilege was to find the best in breed partners, or to hire or to acquire. So that's what I did. It was great.
I listened to you talk about the job you had with passion, with joy. And that was one of the things that attracted me to you to begin with, was your joy in your posting about other people, posting about yourself, your adventures. Now, you say that you're an old person. I think you're only as old as you feel. And I agree
I
with
feel
you.
so
It's
young.
right.
I'm
Getting
so
older is
proud.
a privilege.
Actually, I'm so proud that I'm in birth age, in my mid 60s, and I feel like a teenager. Why not?
So one of your posts on LinkedIn, well, a couple of them, but one that I chuckled about, and I just absolutely loved. You were skateboarding.
Oh, yeah.
So are
It's
you
my
a
new
good
thing.
skateboarder? Are you good at it?
I suck. It's hard. Skiing's a lot easier. I mean, I'm a very good skier. Skiing down the mountain, any cliff, anything, it's a lot easier than skateboarding. Cement is painful.
Cement is painful. And you were skateboarding not with other adults, you were skateboarding with kids.
Of course.
So
Yes.
everybody's not going slow and careful.
No, but I learn. You have to learn. You have to push yourself. So I'll try anything.
I think that's one of the things I've noticed about you also. Your background as an electrical engineer and all things tech is very scientific. But I think you are, and correct me if I'm wrong, very creative.
It's not the first adjective I would describe myself.
How would you describe yourself?
I'm just relentless. I'm brave. I'm relentless. I have pictorial memory, so that helps. It helped me in grad school. I'm a nerd, mathematician, physics. I can remember pages.
Wow.
Yeah, so it helped, but I'm creative is not the first adjective I describe myself. I'm just tenacious.
So where did that come from? How did
I
you
don't
get
know.
so
I have no
brave?
idea. I have
You
no
must
idea.
have you must have had a lot of encouragement and people not telling you you can't do that.
My parents were certainly very influential. My father was a very successful physician, traveled the world. I got sent to summer camp in Copenhagen for 6 weeks every year since I was 5 years old. So being alone in a foreign land was fantastic. Traveled, you know, by myself. I think they did it. Spun the globe, sent me far away, but it was also a fun way for them to meet me in Europe.
Well, and I would
And
imagine that opened
yeah,
not only
so
doors, but
being
your
with
perspective.
older people, new cultures, traveling, not afraid, kind of since I was 5 years old.
What did you want to be when you were 10 years old?
All my life, I knew I would be doing this. All my life.
What is this? Because you're doing so
This is
much.
giving back, investing. It's the best kind of flywheel. All my life, I want to keep growing, and I'm very proud that we have wealth. My husband and I, it didn't happen. We didn't inherit it. We worked hard, but it has allowed us all my life. This is why I did what I did, and to get a great degree at the time. No question, I would get a great job out of college. None, zero. And my career would be like this, and blah blah blah. No question. But all my life, I wanted to be giving and investing, and then the more you give, the more you're kind, that comes back, and then you give some more. It's like the best flywheel. So that's what I wanted to do since I was a kid.
So, where did you learn about investing? You started out and you worked for these great companies.
My parents were probably entrepreneur, just raise business is good, have fiscal literacy, grow your wealth, take care of your family. Fiscal literacy.
So, is that something that you see lacking right now?
I think more kids, even adults, really, need to learn it. I'm very grateful. My husband is he's my CFO, CTO, CIO. He takes care of me and the family, but he's also very similar in his, let's take care of our money. Let's not have debt if we don't need to. That was early.
At some point, though, you had to make your first investment. Do you remember your first investment and how you decided to invest and how you decided what to invest?
Probably not my first, but it's been a theme. I love very early stage founders. We're not a venture capital group. We're angel investors. We co-invest, my husband and I. We talk about it a lot. We do our due diligence. But it's really about the founder. Are you solving a problem? Are you solving an investable, irresistible problem? And do you know how to get it done? So it's falling in love with the founder and the problem you're trying to solve. And do you have competitive moats you can build high and deep? So, I mean, that's kind of it. And it's falling in love with the founder and the problem. No, and do I believe you have the technical and emotional quotient to solve it? You can have the technical, but as an early stage founder, you're chief sales guy, saleswoman. You're the chief bottle washer. You're the chief HR person. You're fundraising constantly. You're the leader, hiring and motivating and firing people. Do you have the emotional chops to do that? So I go through, I always did, but I go through my interview, so to speak.
Besides being able to be all those things and do all of those things, are there certain qualities in founders that you have found that leads to greater success, or things that you just like as an investor?
It's why I talk about me and what I do skiing off the cliff and falling down and trying skateboarding. I admire courage, not being afraid to fall, learning. So learning is a big deal. What did you screw up on is one of my questions. And what'd you learn? If the answer is, I don't think I've ever screwed up. Okay.
That's a red flag.
But how do you learn? What do you do? How do you pick yourself up? I love having problems. I love stormy clouds.
I think that's a creative part of you because you're searching for solutions and not just a black and white solution.
Well, it's never black and white. Never. And the sooner I think if you realize that, and it's where I have battle wounds. I know that it's not pink roses all the time, right? It's so founder attributes, courage, learning. I always gravitated to leaders, and they didn't have to be my boss, but it's why LinkedIn I find very powerful and inspirational. There are a lot of people that, just inspire me. And that makes me a better leader. Be a magnet when you walk in the room, right? Like just evoke help. I don't know. I'm trying every day. I don't know if it's working, but I try.
I would agree with you. And maybe this sounds like an advertisement for LinkedIn, but there are a lot of people doing amazing things, not just the big names you hear about that are trending. There are a lot of people working very, very hard to solve real problems. And I don't mean that flippantly, real problems, but problems where we're really scratching our heads. Governments are scratching their heads, and somebody goes, I have an idea. And they begin having conversations. And a lot of times you find those initial conversations, those people who are working on those, like you said, very early stages.
I talk to a lot of founders, Christy, and they ask for advice. They like, well, how do you find out who? I'm like, just look. Just go, hashtag female founder investors. I don't know if there is one, but you'll find people, right?
And ask.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask.
Ask for help. I think I posted, I don't know, I was feeling soulful one night. And I posted, part of what I listen to and what I don't like. I think you read that on what I don't like is when people just say, oh, can you just introduce me without having met? I'm not just going to introduce you without having met. And then I always really remember, if they never ask, how can I help you? Make it collaborative, right? Establish trust. I'll never forget. So I get a lot of, oh, can you just introduce me to this XYZ and not once. What do you do? How can I help you?
What is a turnoff or a deal breaker for you?
Do not beg me for investment.
What does that look like?
Oh my God. It's creepy. I get direct messages. Oh, Bettina, I see you're an angel investor. Please, please, please invest in me. Yeah. And I've never met them. They don't even send a deck. And then I've sent you a message. Please, I'm dying. They're begging.
Yeah.
Investment is not a donation. It's not. As a founder, if you're doing that, get out of here.
So if you're a founder and you've done that, hear what Bettina is saying. You're turning off the investors.
It is a signal. You are not meant to be the CEO. It's creepy, and I don't unfollow or block people that often because I make myself available. And I have not unfollowed this person. I posted specifically because of this person. I gave myself my own advice. Maybe they just don't know how to do it.
Right.
What a better way to communicate is. So I posted.
If there is a founder who has a great idea, who is really good at creating this thing they have an idea about, but not a good leader, what do you recommend if they begin to realize that they're struggling with that, but they don't want to give up their baby?
I dig deep on who else is on your team. If they're the techno nerd, and I love techno nerds, I can nerd out with you, but they might not be the emotion. You have to be the chief sales guy, the chief fundraiser, chief sales revenue person. And that's hard for a lot of, more so before with engineers. Now with vibe coding and AI, it's a little better. But balancing, actually, I wouldn't say find, my advice is never find the opposite. Don't find a co-founder that's the opposite of you. Find a co-founder similar, but you can bounce ideas.
Right.
And 1 + 1 becomes 3. And then getting board members, board advisors is a fantastic way of bolstering yourself. Lift yourself up.
You can talk to several founders and ask them if they have advisors. And that's a recommendation I make frequently is find people who are willing to advise you, people like you, people who have expertise, who are interested in lending a hand. People tend to enjoy doing what they're good at.
Yeah.
How important is it to have not just board members, but advisors who are willing to look in, lend an ear, give feedback?
Very, very, especially if you said this founder, great problem solver, good startup, but struggling with hiring, maybe managing toxic behavior. That's hard, right? Firing a lead engineer, that's hard. Getting an advisor to advise and sometimes step in. I'm a very active board advisor, board member. I don't just like investing and earning equity. I like to help the startup. So part of my board advisor agreement, and there are agreements, formalize it. I earn equity, and there's different percentages depending on the amount of work I'm going to do as a non-investor. And then there's also success fees above and beyond that. If the work being agreed upon is fundraise one or help me close a a tier one customer, right? If that's the work, then there's success fee based on that percentage of.
So there's a lot of flexibility in, I don't want to say rewarding, but in paying a board member without giving them cash each month.
Board advisor. Difference
Board
between
advisor.
board, yeah. It's just reaching agreement with the founder. And then if the founder should have a legal framework, I have a legal framework I share, and then we reach agreement. The other, some startups that are in revenue, they just want me to be the senior citizen, kind of fractional chief of staff.
You've written, and I'm going to read this, about investing through kindness, being a customer champion, and even a behind the scenes operator.
Yeah.
Why is this extension of kindness? We know you think it's important.
So for me, giving equals helping, investing equals helping. So it's all about being kind. I lean into being generous, being kind, because the more I give, the more I invest, the more my wealth grows, the more I can give, the more I can invest. It's the best kind of engine. It's a virtuous cycle. So I'm selfish. I want to grow more, right? It's a flywheel. And giving equals kindness. Investing equals kindness. I do more of that. It grows, it grows, it grows. It's pretty simple.
So you're the opposite of hold on to, hold on to, hold on to.
My grandchild is going to do very, very well already. So we're funding some things. We're doing some nonprofit. And Christy, trust me, we're living a fantastic life. We're having a lot of fun. We're lucky. It's health that is the unknown, right? And we're healthy, but knock on wood, let's hope that continues.
Again, I'd probably say it 10 times as we're talking. You radiate joy. And so I know that your joy doesn't come from your money. Your joy comes from your experience. Your joy comes from helping. Your joy comes from your family. And as a result of the hard work you've done and the investments that you've chosen, the time you have also accumulated wealth. But like you said, you're using that to continue to have fun. And
I want to keep growing. I mean, trust me, growing the piggy bank, adding more zeros, that's really fun.
Yeah.
But we're doing it, we're donating, we're giving ourselves, we're making ourselves. I mean, somebody asked me the other day, well, why don't you just retire? Why don't you just slow down? I mean, I couldn't retire. We retired when we started a winery. That was hard work. It was fun, really hard work and really expensive. So we stopped that. Now we just drink and, yeah. Making wine was really fun. Now we just buy and drink wine. It's way better.
I was going to say, Bettina, had I known that, we would be doing this in a very different way. We might be doing this with a glass of wine at your winery. But maybe next time. Next time.
No, our wine cellar is in fantastic shape. Growing piggy bank is great. What else? And just give it, Christy, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy.
It's easy. So I'm sure people will listen to this and go, gosh, I've got so many questions for her. Let me ask you, have you ever been fired or experienced a setback?
Fired? No. Laid off? Yes.
Okay.
Fired, no.
And did that reshape your path? How did you navigate that? Because whether you were fired, that's one thing, but being laid off too. I got a call from one of my sons today and he said, oh my gosh, Mom, I survived this huge layoff at our company.
It's scary. I got laid off from GoPro and it was awful. It was awful because I loved my job. Yeah. I loved it. The money was fantastic, but it was being surrounded by 25-year-olds. It was great. And it was a shock, but GoPro, it's a business.
Yeah.
And it was Christmas. It was awful Christmas. I was sad, depressed over Christmas, cried every day because I miss my friends, right?
Right.
And it was shocking. But the great news, it was New Year's Day. New Year's rolled around and I said, come on, it's New Year. Let's just let's just move on. And then I posted on LinkedIn like January 6th. And I basically said, I'm no longer at GoPro. This was a momentous. I'm no longer at GoPro. So grateful for my 11 years. But if you think I can help you, let me know. And then from that, oh my God, that's how it started. Me advising, investing in startups, meeting people. I went from, because 11 years at GoPro, I never really paid attention to LinkedIn.
Really?
Not really, because I was already, I was meeting people and I had less than 1,000 followers, connections. And in a year and 4 months, I'm now at almost 4,300.
That doesn't surprise
it just
me.
sort of happened, but it's being brave. I expose myself on LinkedIn. I never said I got laid off. It happens. I just said, if you think I can help you, let me know. And from that, I'm on the board. I immediately joined a startup where they're in revenue and I earn equity and they pay me a monthly retainer. Small, but I get a monthly. And then another startup, I earn equity and success fee. Another startup, similar. So don't feel sorry for us that we're working so hard. We're sailing this afternoon. We hiked yesterday. During the winter, I skied every day. So I wake up early. My schedule's pretty easy. I wake up early, 5:00. I have Zoom calls with Europe because I have startups in Ukraine and London. And then I go for a long run. I stop meetings by noon and then we go play.
I think we've touched on this a bit, but I want to know, are there any other core principles that guide your decisions, both professionally and personally?
The village, the people I'm with, either investing, advising, or surrounded by, they have to be positive. They have to be aware of themselves. They have to be kind. I'm not going to hang out with toxic behavior. I've been with that. I've been with narcissists. It's a scary place. Walk away. And I'm careful when I advise people because not everybody has the luxury I do. They're trying to make a living. They're trying to, right? And it's hard.
It is. That's interesting. That's a theme that comes up quite a bit in my conversations because what you do professionally impacts your quality of life so much. And I've shared this story and I'll share it again. I was talking with somebody who wanted to do something different and just could not figure out how to make some kind of change. And they said to me, I fantasize about how hard I would have to rock back in my chair and fall forward, hit my head, and hurt myself bad enough to have to go home and be out for a couple of days, but not do permanent damage.
Oh my God. Oh, that's scary. Call for help. Call for help.
That is a call for help. What's your advice for somebody who feels stuck? Maybe it's not that dramatic, but feels like this is the only place, not even the only thing, but the only place I can work. And I hate it.
I think that's where you have to ask for help. If no one knows that you're in trouble like that, that's trouble.
That is trouble.
And look around, surround yourself, go find somebody you admire. There are always people that are admirable. And if you're in a place where you can't find that, you're in a wrong city. You're in a wrong internet, Go to a different community, Slack channel. I don't want to go, political but that's where find nicer people.
So I was going to ask you about this, but because you brought that up, that's something I believe in wholeheartedly. I won't work with people who aren't nice. I've left jobs because I wasn't going to tolerate the disrespect. Respect is probably number one on my list.
Yeah.
And I remember somebody saying something to me about, kindness. Yeah, you can't think about that when you're working. You'll be a doormat. You won't be taken seriously. What do you say?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's the environment, right? And that's sad. I have been working for people that was a narcissist. I've worked for people that have been so kind and generous and motivating, as a great example of your job as a leader. My job when I was a leader was promote you, like make you shine. And if you weren't ready, make sure you know how can I help you, fill that gap. So environments are different and it's hard. So I don't know what to say to that. Depends on how young you are and how, if you're earning a salary to feed your kids,
right.
Shit, that's hard. So get emotional strength outside of work while you're navigating to get out of work. Mm-hmm. That's hard.
I think I loved what you said. Ask for help. There are people who are willing to help without getting paid, are willing to help you.
I don't get paid. I mean, Hubble is the first time I might get paid on, meeting people, but I only do it. I told Kevin, I'm doing it for beer money. It's beer money.
Because you don't need wine money. You've got that in the cellar.
Yeah, he's in Mexico. He goes, exactly. I'm doing this for tacos. I'm like, I hear you.
So Kevin is your husband?
No, Kevin Jurovich is the founder of
Kevin. No, because
my husband is Peter.
Peter, that's right. Peter is the holder of the first aid kit.
Totally. Yeah, he still has PTSD. My funny story from hiking this weekend, I posted a picture. We're on the cliffs, and I like being on, I like on the edge. And I looked back, and he didn't look good. I'm like, what is wrong, honey? He goes, you don't understand. I have PTSD. I mean, I had a very bad snowmobile accident, very bad. I ended up in ICU for 11 days. I don't remember anything. So for me, it was great.
The last thing you knew, you were flying.
No, I don't remember anything. I woke up. I'm like, gosh. Okay. But my family has PTSD.
Oh my gosh. So that reference for the listeners, Bettina and I were messaging back and forth to each other. And I said, he must have a really extensive first aid kit, or he's the holder of the first aid kit.
In every car, in every home we have, there is a separate, closet for Band-Aids and
crutches.
Syringes and crutches. And
life is filled with adventure. And I was going to say, even sometimes stitches. Why is this so important to you as an adult to continue to play?
Well, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I like vitamin D. I like being outdoors. I like being fit. I weigh nothing. I'm as fit as could be. I'm still a size 2, So it's fun.
Yeah.
No, I like trying new things. I like scary things. I'm not afraid of scary things. I think it builds my courage in investing and meeting with founders. I like founders that are athletes. If you're an athlete, or you were in, you're ex-pro or Division 1, or even as a college sports or youth sports, it teaches you a lot. So I kind of dive into that.
What is the personality trait?
It's hard work. It's focusing on being the best in that skill, hard work, teamwork, and listening to your coach, asking for help and getting coached. So it's mentoring your teammate. It's everything. There is a lot in sports.
What projects are you most excited about right now?
2 of our investments that are really just getting started are about to explode, I hope. Finna is a fintech startup. Bordy introduced me. That's a great story. Bordy, the founder, Christian Lindekill, based in London and Denmark, talking to Bordy, wanted to meet a partner person, I guess, somebody who could help him in Silicon Valley and partner. Bordy said, you should talk to Bettina. Christian and I met, few human-to-human phone calls, and now we're one of the first investors, and I'm on the board.
And if people don't know what Bordy is, I would recommend look it up, Boardy. You can find it on LinkedIn. You could do a search. I had my very first AI conversation with Bordy. And I got to tell you,
you did?
Yes.
Just recently?
Several times, yes. Well, a couple of weeks ago for the first one with Bordy. And I have to tell you, it was a little interesting because I wanted to say please and thank you. And then I thought, that's so silly because
no, be polite. I'll tell a funny story. My husband, Peter, he'd listen. I call Bordy almost every day. And he's like, Bettina, I really want you to talk to me like you talk to Bordy.
Oh.
I'm much more polite. I'm slower. I talk slower. I explain more. I'm very polite. And my husband and I were like, he's just laughing. I take him skiing. His funny comment about skateboarding, because I said, I can take you skateboarding. And his answer back was hilarious. He goes, Bettina, I am a cardboard box and I would get crushed. So he's hilarious.
Who has had the most influence on you? And do they know it?
I think my husband for sure. And he knows it. It's so nice to be able to talk about the startups together. He's in the business also. He's a chief strategy officer. He's on the board of a few startups. He's more deep tech than I am.
It's very stimulating for you guys, isn't it? It sounds invigorating.
Well, on the sailboat this afternoon, we're going to talk about, he's meeting with, we probably have 3 startup calls every day. I meet 5 to 7 new founders every week. Mm-hmm. He does the same. So in the afternoon, when we're skiing or hiking or sailing, we talk about it. It's fabulous.
Is there one piece of advice you would give to a new founder looking for investors? We know what not to do.
This one, I got inspired by somebody on LinkedIn. Absolutely. And I've been advising this with some founders, but there's a very memorable thing. Be more like a cat, not like a puppy. If you believe in your startup and you're talking to an investor, they should want you be the cat, not a puppy. Oh, please give me money. A puppy begs. So It's back to don't beg. Be proud. If you have solved a problem, make it irresistible, make it investable. Make it investable. Frame it so it's irresistible. And then you can sit back and be like the cat.
That's great advice. Bettina, thank you so much.
Thanks, Christy.
I knew this was going to be fun.
Very nice to talk to you, Christy.